Hello everyone again. This is going to be part 3 of the switch pitch, variable pitch, converted 400 from a regular Cadillac unit, 68 through 76. Been asked this a lot. There's a bit of confusion on stacking the clutches up on these things. Cadillac had different drums, okay? The pistons, as far as I've ever seen, are the same until you get into stamped steel, which were the later units. All of these, the forward clutch drum with the input shaft required for the switch pitch is out of a 65. The direct clutch drum and the rest of the stuff I'm trying to use is out of a 68. I do have other parts, later units, so anyhow. I'm using aluminum pistons in all the drums. So the forward clutch drum in this is a little odd. Most of them I've done had the stamped steel with the ring you put in to make up the tolerance, and it had a wave, and then you stack the clutches up. So normally on a wave steel, and I'll show you, you do not put a clutch on it. So if you look at that, it's got a bit of a wave to it. It's kind of hard to see, but it's minimal. It's there. You look close, you can see shiny spots where the clutches, ride. So, yeah. However, this complete forward clutch drum doesn't have a wave. It's 5 clutch, but it's all flat thin steels. Direct is all thick, with the exception of the wave. So if you do a lot of 204Rs, which we do for the turbo Buick cars, they accept clutches right on top of a wave or a cushion steel. So that's something to keep in mind. So the forward clutch on this thing is thin steels. The snap ring groove is machined higher. So if we put our hub in and we line our steels up and clutches, which I'll show you this real quick here. There is an identifying tab on those that's got like a little cutout, which is for fluid passage and all that, which I line them up because I'm OCD. Every factory unit I've taken apart, they were lined up, so apparently it matters. I'm sure that's debatable, and comments are welcome on that. So the forward clutch is 5 clutch, no wave, but this is a 65 drum. So that needs to be kept in everybody's mind there. The laters I've done 73-ish, 74 up with the steel forward clutch piston have a wave on the bottom with a bit of a spring to it. This does not, so this one's probably just going to be more positive apply. I have previously checked the clearance and it's good. So on the direct drum, Cadillac runs 6 clutches. All of them I've ever done were 6 clutch. The pistons, best I can tell, are the same casting number and everything. Now, you could machine the pistons down onto 5 and get more clutches in, I get that. If you try to cut the snap ring groove higher in the drum, then you're going to have steels that might be able to free spin in that snap ring groove when you widen it up. So, any rate, this is out of a 425 Cadillac, just like this one that's done already for my Eldorado build, out of a 74. So keep in mind the 425 units, they're reverse rotation because you cut the bell, you turn it 180, you got a chain. They don't spin the same direction on the gear train and drums. So this is a factory 425 direct clutch drum. This is the one going in my 68 switch pitch build. So the 425 is counterclockwise rotation, locks clockwise. Regular 400 freewheels clockwise and locks counter. Now you can use a drum out of a 425, but you have to reverse the sprag. Now these have the sprag elements that is a peanut style, like this. It's not spring and roller. So you can just literally flip the element. Other words, if you don't, when this thing goes in the second gear, it'll literally lock solid. Seen it happen in a motorhome that was a GMC with a Tornado front-wheel drive driveline, so it's possible. You can see how many elements are in that little bitty peanut-shaped dealios. So this is out of the front-wheel drive that has the same amount of elements in there, as you can see, is what it is. I put the late style 480E, which have an unbelievable amount of rollers in there. So there you go. And on these 400s, as I said, it's the snap ring groove is machined right at the top. I mean, you can see it's right way up at the top. And I'll show you real quick here. So to stack them correct, they require the wavy thin steel. So that goes in. The rest of the steels are thick, as we can see. And I'll do this real quick and I'll explain here in a sec. So this is just to give you an idea on how they stack on the tolerance and whatnot, the clearance. Come on now. So they're absolutely like, and this is 6 clutch, as I said. Look at that. So there's your 6 clutch Cadillac direct drum. See how close it is at the top? That's what you're looking for. So to summarize again, and these utilize a 1-inch direct, intermediate manual second band that wraps around the drum. They do make wider ones for high performance whatever. I never manually shift mine. It's not a big deal. There's enough clutches and directs on, or intermediate on mine. They're good. So there you go. That's that. So if you do a Caddy, they're weird if you've done other 400s. They are 6 clutch direct. They're 5 clutch forward. Some with the stamp steel do have a wavy on the beneath the bottom clutch. The directs have a thin wavy on the bottom clutch. The rest are thick steels, forward or thin, and you do what you got to do from there. However, most of them are pretty spot on. If you can only find a direct clutch drum out of a front wheeler 425 with 6 clutches, make sure to reverse a sprag, because other words, you're going to have issues that you don't want. It ain't fun at all, believe me. So there you go. That's as best as I can give an explanation on the Cadillac oddball forward and direct clutch drums. I hope you enjoy. This is part 3. Part 4, I'll be assembling the unit. And thank you very much. Like and subscribe, and I hope this helps somebody.